All right, let's talk about making a huge leap in your German. Today, we're moving past those simple, separate sentences and learning how to connect our ideas so you can sound way more natural, more fluid, more like a native speaker.
I mean, just look at the difference on the screen. On the left, you've got these short, choppy sentences. Ich reise nach Deutschland. Ich besuche Freunde. They're perfectly correct, but they feel a little robotic, right? Now look at the right. Ich reise nach Deutschland, denn ich besuche Freunde. That is the smooth, connected sound that we're really aiming for. So let's break down exactly how you can do this.
So, are you ready to make that jump? We're about to build a bridge between just saying words in German and really communicating your thoughts. Let's get right into it.
Okay, our first tool in the toolbox is a set of 5 incredibly powerful connecting words. Seriously, think of these as the bridges that link your ideas together, turning choppy sentences into one smooth, flowing river of conversation.
And here they are. You've got aber for but, denn for because, oder for or, sondern, which is a special kind of but we'll get to, and of course und for and. These 5 little words are going to be your new best friends.
So to really see how these work in the wild, let's kind of eavesdrop on a little debate between Rolf and Mia. They're trying to figure out a punishment for their son Hans. Mia kicks things off by using oder to present the choices. What do you think? 2 weeks grounded or 2 weeks no cell phone?
Ralph jumps in. He agrees that Hans needs a punishment, but you can feel the hesitation, and he signals that hesitation with aber. Well, he needs a punishment, but that but tells you a different idea is coming.
And here's the reason for his hesitation. He uses denn to explain why he's pushing back. 2 weeks grounded is too long, because Hans is usually well-behaved. Denn is such a fantastic and easy way to justify your thoughts.
Now here's where he makes his counteroffer, and this is important. He says, not 2 weeks long, but rather only 1 week. He uses sondern here because he first negated something, not 2 weeks, and then offered a direct correction. It's not just any but, it's this instead of that. Super useful distinction.
Okay, to truly become a master of these connecting words, we need a simple blueprint for how German sentences are built. We call it the word position model, and trust me, it's way easier than it sounds. Just think of a German sentence as having a few different slots, like a little grid. Where you put each word is what gives the sentence its structure. It's a really simple idea, but it's incredibly powerful once you get it.
Let's take a super basic sentence. Ich spiele Fußball. Ich goes into position 1. Now, here is the golden rule of German sentences. The verb, spiele, is almost always locked into position 2. That's its home. Everything else kind of arranges itself around that fact.
So what happens if we want to start with a different word, like heute for today? Well, heute now takes over position 1. And to keep our verb spielen in its special position 2, the subject ich has to do a little hop and move to the other side of the verb. This is called inversion, and you see it all the time in German.
And now for the magic trick. This is the secret of our 5 connecting words. Look where aber goes. It doesn't go in position 1, it sits in this special little spot called position 0. Think of it like a bonus space that exists before the sentence even starts. And because it's in position 0, it doesn't mess with the word order at all. The rest of the sentence just follows its normal pattern. This is a total game changer.
All right, now that we can connect sentences like a pro, let's add another layer of sophistication. It's time to move beyond the simple the and a and explore a new group of words called der words. These are the words that add all kinds of great nuance, like this, each, which, and all.
To really get a feel for how these work, let me paint you a little picture. Imagine you're at some fancy party in Berlin. You're mingling, and you overhear a guy say, "I'm a mind reader by profession." Okay, that's pretty interesting, right? This is going to set the stage for a conversation that is just full of these der words.
So, naturally, you turn to someone and ask, who is this mind reader? Using dieser to point to a specific person. They might reply, which mind reader do you mean? Using welchen to ask you to be more specific. And then things get weird. The person says, every man at this party is a mind reader, using jeder. And then comes the big reveal. All the people here are mind readers by profession, using alle. See how each one of those words added a new specific layer to the conversation?
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Oh great, another bunch of grammar endings I have to memorize. But hang on, stick with me for just a second, because I am about to show you an amazing shortcut. You've actually done most of the heavy lifting for this already.
So, at first glance, this table of endings,
Yeah, it can look a little intense. You've got your different cases, your genders, a whole bunch of er, and en endings. But seriously, don't even try to memorize this chart right now. Instead, just take a closer look at the patterns.
And here it is, the big aha moment. On the left, you see the endings for the definite articles. Der, die, das, stuff you've probably been working on for a while. Now look at the endings for our new der words on the right. Just compare them. Do you see it? They are almost exactly the same. The ending for diese is the same as for der. The ending for diese is the same as for die. It's the same system.
That's right. This isn't some brand new thing you have to cram into your brain. You already know this pattern. You're just applying a rule you're already familiar with to a new set of words. This is a massive win, and it makes things so much easier.
Okay, enough theory. It's time to actually put this into practice. Let's play a quick little game I like to call, What is this person's profession? I'll give you a description with a few blanks, and you're going to fill them in. Ready?
Here we do. Here's our mystery person. Your job is to fill in the correct endings for dies, jed, and manch. Just think about the gender and the case for each of the nouns they're attached to. Go ahead and pause here if you want a second to figure it out.
And let's check the answers. It's dieser man, because man is masculine and the subject. It's jedes Argument, because Argument is neuter and it's the direct object here. And finally, it's manche Advokaten, because Advokaten is plural and the subject of its own little clause. See, it's just applying that logic we already know.
So based on that description, he's usually fair, he analyzes every argument, and some lawyers think he's unfriendly. What do you think his job is? A judge? A salesperson, or a doctor? I think you got it. He's a judge, a Richter, a judge.
We're going to wrap up today with a fun little riddle to chew on for next time. We all know a German beer coaster, a beer deckel, is for putting your drink on. But in Germany, it has other traditional uses. How many can you think of? 2? Maybe 5? Maybe even more? We will find out in our next explainer. Thanks for tuning in.